That one is from this album. It's called Calling Card, and it was the second of the Chrysalis Rory Gallagher albums. And there was a bit of a story with this. There was a bit of blah blah. So if you're averse to blah blah, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a squirrel on a skateboard about to show you what he's having for lunch in the next video, right? But you know, if you're okay with blah blah, stay tuned, right? This is one of the examples of the incredibly strong-willed Rory Gallagher. The San Francisco tapes is probably the best example, although his brother Donald can tell the story far, far better than I can. This one, when Chrysalis got the masters for this album, and there'd been a huge resurgence with Against the Grain, which is really quite strange to me, because the Polydor albums, you know, everyone I knew loved them, you know, and the hardcore, bedenimed Rory fans, you know, in their check shirts, of whom I was one, although I didn't have a Stratocaster type guitar in those days. I played an SG in my teens. We'd rush out and buy Rory Gallagher Juice Blueprint Tattoo live in Europe. And it's just so. Then there's the Chrysalis era. It started Against the Grain, and suddenly his fan base seemed to spread. So this is the second one. I think the next one's Top Priority, and then Jinx. I think that's right. When the record company heard this song, which is called Edged in Blue, they just had a fit of excitement. And according to the sleeve notes, which again is by Rory's brother Donald, for this one of the record executives apparently thought, you know, that can be a hit, but you know, not just a hit. So I'm screaming Ted, not just a hit, but you know, #1 hit. And this is where the strong-willed Rory Gallagher came in, and he said, no, that's not going to, it's a single. I don't do singles, I do albums and tours. Which he did, non-stop, absolutely non-stop. If you wanted to go and see Rory Gallagher, it wasn't hard, because he'd be around, I think, twice a year. And I think in a different video I said, you know, on one of these tours at that time, you know, I saw Rory, you know, do this. I had no idea what it was, but I heard loads of that sort of stuff. You know, he'd yank the string behind behind his fretting hand and all that sort of stuff. And through it all, you know, it's very easy to say he was an incredibly technical guitarist. I think the guitar solo he used to be in Laundromat would certainly prove that, as would 100 others. You know, he was a blues guitar player, he was a rock guitar player, he was like a ragtime acoustic folk guitar player. You know, he was kind of, you know, he was a lot of things. But if you said to me what was Rory Gallagher, I would say he was a passionate guitar player. You know, he was very like Gary Moore. You know, he was heart on his sleeve, played every solo, like, you know, it was his last night on earth and stuff. Just fantastic commitment to the instrument. So, Edged in Blue. This is the intro, and it's got an awful lot of reverb. I turned the reverb quite high on that. You know, it's not dripping in reverb. I might re-record it with a reverb unit, but you know, you'll get the picture. And this is really just to show you what the notes are. So the first thing that you hear is this. And those are the 4 prime chords: A, E, F sharp minor, A. So it's not a D, it's not a D, D comes later on. So A, E, F sharp minor, A. And they're playing that. There's a lot of afterthought of, right, that's the 9th is B. And then the melody itself starts, right? So I've got that backing on funny thing about this album is I was listening to it in stereo this morning, and you know, if you listen to it, Rory comes out that channel, and almost the rest of the band come out there. It's great because it kind of sounds like if you were at the show and you're standing right in front of his blazing AC30, which I did plenty of times. However, the last time I ever saw Rory Gallagher play, he played a Marshall. I think it was a GMP combo. But all the other times since AC30, and it sat on a kitchen stool, and the Telecaster leant against it. And when he wanted to change guitar, there wasn't like a team of roadies. He would unplug the Strat and lay it against the kitchen chair and pick up the Telecaster and plug in the Telecaster. You know, all he got was him, and that was enough. It was the absolute opposite of modern stadium tours. Let's leave it at that, right? So after this, now I don't know you, I find on a Stratocaster I fiddle with the 5-way like all the time, you know, and whatever pickup I'm on, I tend to wiggle it to something because well, that's not quite right. So I've got it 2 tones all the way up, you know, turn the tone down. You get a more fruity sound. Right, so yeah, that might be an idea. Neck pickup, tone all the way down. Right, so that's your first line, coming off an E. We're in A, and think of like an A major scale, you know. Right, so start in E, go down to B, C sharp. Right, C sharp up to the beginning of the. Then we bend the B to C sharp. Lay down to E. Now, one of the things I find the most difficult about this is it's like how much juice to give it. Yeah, that's too much. I think that's close. In terms of vibrato. Go down to E. So on E, E F sharp A. That's just okay. Now play an F sharp. There's a G going out of the scale. that note I think has got the most vibrato. So let's chirp T. Right? We then go back to, let's bend the E, and bend A. Right? So if we put tone down on the neck, we'd get bend E, bend A, and here it comes. And that's the final line. Right, so wait. So the triplet is E, C sharp A, bend E, B to A, and that's the final note. So it's an absolutely beautiful intro, when Rory plays it on this album, Calling Card. It's a great record, and again, you're getting 2 extra tracks if you buy the CD. So I would heartily recommend it. When this album came out, just to finish off, everybody that I knew, whether they were massively committed Rory fans or not, was like, oh wow, that's the standout track. That's just it. And it seemed to have a sort of life of its own. I never saw him play it live. I don't know if there are recordings of Rory play it live. I mean, I've got some live stuff, but there's not a version of that. Maybe partly because of the whole sort of studio. Just the I don't know, the reverb. I don't know. I was never really played live, as far as I know. Right. So there we go. Edged in Blue from Rory Gallagher's Calling Card. One of his most beautiful introductions.